Hi. So this is segment 6. It's been about an hour since I was on here. Took the cake out. I let it cool for 10 to 15 minutes. It didn't rise quite as much as I thought it would rise with those extra ingredients, but this is how it looks. You see that? It's pretty. It's still warm. I made a glaze for it. You take 3/4 a cup of confection sugar, and I do a zest of a whole lemon. It doesn't call for that. The recipe calls for like a teeny tiny bit of lemon zest, but fuck that. I like lemon, so I put a whole zest of lemon, and then it calls for a tablespoon and a half of lemon juice. I go ahead and put the whole juice of one lemon in, and then just sort of add the confection sugar to thicken it. That needs just a tad more. It's not quite cool enough maybe to do this yet, but I'm gonna drizzle it. So this is when it tastes like my grandmama's Duncan Hines cake with this glaze on it. I love this glaze. It's Pushchin. It's Duncan Hines and it's Betty Crocker and it's Joyce Otis Williamson Ridian. That's my grandmother's name. But everybody called her Jake. I love that. I had a grandmama named Jake. Jake. And if you didn't know her really well, you called her Miss Jake. So I like to do it since it's lemon. I sort of like to do it like it's the rays of the sun. But I'm not that artsy. It's one thing I wish I had was a talent for art, paint, draw. I have a deep appreciation for it. But I guess, when you create something like this, it's artistic. That's how I sort of look at it, but I sort of look at everything in my life like that. That's how I get up in the morning. I get up in the morning and think, what can I create in the world today that wasn't there before? Usually it's narrative, because I'm a writer. And also, I talked about this today when we shared in my group, in the fellowship I'm in. One of the things that separates us humans and the animal kingdom is not just language, but what we do with language, which is create narrative. We tell ourselves stories. So this, and the fellowship I'm in is based on narrative. It's a book full of stories, and we share, and we qualify, and we tell our experience, strength, and hope. Religions are based on narrative. My career has been based on narrative. This cooking channel, the reason I called it Kitchen Conversation and not Kitchen Recipes is because it's based on narrative. I just get on, I don't know what I'm going to talk about, but I talk. And I try to tell you a story as I'm baking. So here is the cake. Look how pretty that is. See how pretty that is? That's pretty. This is Maddie's lemon raspberry cake. This is for Maddie. Let me get my coffee here. We're going to start ending each segment, each week with me having some coffee and maybe having the last piece from the week before. It was still around, and this one was. Well, this wasn't what we cooked with. I cooked this since we were on last time and gave this whole cake away. So I'll eat whatever's around. So it's been nice talking to you. See you again next week. Oh, and I'm gonna post the recipe online. Okay? Thanks. Bye.